Have you ever sat in a room with the person you love most in the world and felt like there was a vast, unbridgeable ocean between you? This is the story of Elias and Sarah. To the outside world, they were the perfect couple. They had the white picket fence, the successful careers, and the shared Sunday mornings. But inside the walls of their home, a quiet storm had been brewing for years. It wasn't a storm of lightning and thunder. It was a storm of silence. The love through peace we talk about on this channel isn't just about the absence of fighting. It's about the presence of connection. And by year 7, Elias and Sarah had plenty of peace, but zero connection. They were two ghosts haunting a beautiful life. Resentment is a slow-growing vine. It starts small, a forgotten anniversary, a dismissed comment, a moment when you needed a hug and got a "not now." Sarah remembered the exact moment she started checking out. It was a Tuesday, 3 years prior. She had received a promotion at work and came home beaming. Elias, exhausted from his own corporate battles, barely looked up from his laptop. "That's great, honey," he had said. 4 words that felt like a bucket of ice water. Elias, on the other hand, felt a different kind of pain. He felt like he was walking on eggshells. He felt that no matter how hard he worked to provide this peaceful life, Sarah was always disappointed. So he stopped trying. He retreated into his work, into his hobbies, and into himself. By the time our story reaches its peak, they hadn't had a real conversation in 6 months. They spoke in logistics. Did you pay the electric bill? Who was picking up the dry cleaning? The heart was gone. It happened over something as small as a misplaced set of keys. Sarah snapped. Elias snapped back. But it wasn't about keys. It was about 3 years of loneliness. "I can't do this anymore, Elias," Sarah had whispered. "I'd rather be alone than be lonely with you." Elias didn't fight back. He didn't defend himself. He just grabbed his coat and walked out into the rain. He drove for hours. He sat by the lake, watching the water. He realized that peace wasn't just avoiding the fight. He had been so focused on avoiding conflict that he had avoided the woman he loved. He saw his future without her, a cold, quiet, empty future. He went home at 2 a.m. Sarah was asleep, or at least pretending to be. He sat at the kitchen table, took out a yellow legal pad, and began to write. Not a text, not an email, a letter. "Sarah, I am writing this because my voice has become a wall between us. I don't know how to speak to you without my ego getting in the way, so I am putting my ego on this paper. I remember the day we met. You wore that red scarf and you laughed at a joke I hadn't even finished telling yet. I promised myself that day I would spend my life making you laugh like that. Somewhere along the way, I failed. I see the way you look at me now, like I'm a stranger you're forced to live with. It breaks me, but I know I built the silence. I was so afraid of failing you that I stopped showing up for you. I thought providing a house was the same as providing a home. I was wrong. I don't want to fight for my side anymore. I want to fight for us. If you're willing to try, I'll spend every day learning who you are again. I miss you. I'm right here in the next room, and I miss you more than I can put into words." Sarah read the letter 3 times. Each time, a layer of that heavy resentment melted away. She realized that Elias wasn't her enemy. He was just as lost as she was. She walked into the bedroom. She didn't say a word. She just sat down next to him and rested her head on his shoulder. For the first time in years, the silence wasn't heavy. It was light. It was peaceful. The letter didn't fix everything. They still had to go to counseling. They still had to learn how to talk again. But the letter was the bridge. It proved that in a world of digital noise, the most powerful thing you can give someone is your honest, vulnerable truth. Love isn't the absence of problems. It's the presence of peace during the problems. If you're struggling tonight, maybe it's time to pick up a pen. Thank you for being part of our journey today. If you want more stories of restoration, marriage advice, and sweet dreams, hit that subscribe button. Remember, love always finds a way, but peace builds the path. I'm Peace, and this is Love Through Peace. Good night.